Don't mind your business, mind my podcast, Mind Elixir. Hi, I'm Ayoka, and welcome to or back to my podcast. If you do not already know me, then hey, I make content on my podcast and on Instagram relating to personal growth, social issues, and other things that I find interesting. This episode is going to be sort of a June monthly wrap up slash life update. And while I know it is probably going to be a bit late whenever I'm releasing this, I'm not really sure when I'm going to release this. But, that's just like a small technicality. And you can just pretend that you're listening to this on June 30th or July 1st instead. Maybe I'll probably just like release this whenever I'm done editing it. I don't know. So, for the first week of June, I wasn't even here. I was actually all the way across the world in Senegal. And that was my first international trip that I'd ever taken, unless you count the time that I went to Niagara Falls with my family on a road trip, because we do go on a lot of road trips. And the waterfall is literally located on like the ass crack between New York and Ontario, Canada. But we stayed on the New York side, but it was kind of on the border. So I don't know if that counts. Maybe it does. And being in Senegal was really cool. We got to see this whole other culture from, a whole different perspective. In the culture, it was very hustle and bustle. Everyone was trying to sell stuff. I guess it was fast paced, maybe. I guess you could describe it like that. Yeah, fast paced. There were people on the street selling coconuts, beads, dresses, all of that. And then taxi drivers trying to get you to come to their car so that they could take you places and all of that. And I thought that there would have been more cultural food there, but really a lot of this stuff there was French, which I assume is because they were colonized by France and also why they can speak. Most the main language spoken there is French. But I'm not complaining. Those baguettes were really good. I like French food. French? Yeah, French food. And then there's also the issue of the language barrier, kind of, I guess you could say, because obviously no one in my family can speak French, and the main language spoken there is French. So it was a bit difficult to communicate. It was like very basic, and I mean very basic French that we were trying to get to communicate with them, or whenever we had to talk to a taxi driver, we were like holding up our finger. My parents, they were just holding up their fingers to try to signify how much money to pay. And that was like, and we actually, oh my goodness, we almost got the police called on us too, because with one taxi driver that took us to the hotel, we agreed upon a price. And then whenever we arrived at the hotel, the taxi driver tried to tell us that it was more than that. And then my dad was like, just like, call the police, call the police. He was telling the taxi driver to call the police. And I was ready to book it on out of there because I'm not about to get the police called on me in this foreign country. Like, who are the police going to believe? The foreigners that can't even speak the language, or the taxi driver that makes a living here? Exactly. But in the end, we just like sorted it out and we didn't get the police called on us. But that was a bit like concerning. Other than that, the climate was hot there, but I wouldn't really it was like the same hotness as Texas. Like I thought it would be so excruciating, but it really wasn't. And also there's the fact that even though we were walking outside for a lot of the time, it wasn't super unbearable. And the climate, it was really tropical and nice. And we also went to Goree Island, which Goree Island is, I guess that's where the French kept the enslaved people that they took. And there were a lot of cats there, and birds, and lizards, and also some goats. I took a lot of pictures of cats. That's one thing. I had a lot of cat pictures in my camera roll. But yeah, it's a really beautiful country, and I liked that trip. I hope I can go international traveling again sometime. That was nice. I also had some things that I had planned to achieve this summer, as I talked about before in one of my episodes, which I am kind of working towards, but also at the same time, I had my monthly goals and I did not really achieve many of my goals for this month, not gonna lie. And I already told you how I got signed up for like these SAT prep classes because studying for the SAT was one of my summer goals. So after we got home from Senegal, I had those classes twice a week. And I'm not gonna lie, the lady that was my tutor for these SAT prep classes, she looked like an ex e-girl. But that was not the problem. The problem was that she was not very good at teaching and she made like a whole bunch of mistakes whenever she was explaining the problems. Now, making mistakes is normal, but if you're literally supposed to be teaching me this stuff so that I can prepare for like a major some 100 something, I don't know how many questions are on this SAT off the top of my head, but so that I can prepare for a major test and you're making all these mistakes and like you haven't already reviewed the what we're going to do in class, and that is a problem. So basically, I just got signed up with this other lady at with another tutor there instead, and she's much better. But we'll see in the fall if my SAT score has actually improved by 200 points, because that's what they say it's supposed to be like. They have this 200 point guarantee, like if your SAT score doesn't improve by 200 points, then you can get your money back. But I don't know, like, is that going to happen? I hope that I don't have to get my money back and that I am able to get like over 200. But like that math part is literally beating my ass. And who knew that grammar could be so hard? Like, English is my first language, yet here I am struggling on the grammar, not knowing the difference between a comma, a semicolon, a colon. Like, I don't know. Like, did I just not pay attention in English class enough? There's something going on. And another thing that I've been doing is practicing driving. And it's really only been like once a week, but I think I actually am getting better at driving. You know, your girl, she's about to have her driver's license. Not really, but I feel like I am getting better at driving because with my mom on Sundays, just whenever the it's empty and there's not that many people there, we've been going to the mall and we just like drove around the whole entire mall area when there weren't that many cars. It wasn't anything like super fancy or scary or anything like that. But yeah, and I think I was pretty good at that. I've also actually been going to the gym as well. I know, like, right? What? Gym girl era? Maybe. Not really. So I've gone to the gym a few times. I think I went like twice. No, not definitely not twice a week, but once a week. And really all I did was do around two 2 miles on the treadmill, but I didn't really do resistance or weight training just because it's kind of annoying. Although I know I should, because everyone says that like resistance training and weight training, stuff like that, is it burns more calories. Although calories, that isn't really what I'm trying to do. But and you can actually build muscle, but cardio, it doesn't really do anything. Although that doesn't even make sense to me, because whenever I'm just lifting weights, it doesn't really feel like I'm putting in that, it doesn't feel like I'm expending that much energy, if it makes sense, you know? But at the same time, if I want to get a fat booty, then I might have to start doing some weighted squats, you know? But I don't want to at the same time. The conflicting thoughts. But maybe next month, well, not next month, this month, because it's July. This month, I will try and start actually using the weights at the gym. And I do have a workout for like the weights written out, but I haven't actually done it. All I've done is like 2 or 3 miles on the treadmill, and that's it, like once a week. And as for studying, prepping for AP chemistry, one of my goals was to memorize the ions. And I kind of did that, but I'm also really not sure if I've memorized the main basic ions. Like, I think I've got it down pretty well. I've also been studying using Khan Academy, and I got this one Princeton review book that actually my phone is set up on that book right now. You know, DIY phone holder. That's what I'm recording myself with right now. And yeah, I think it's worked pretty well. I've been trying to like romanticize studying, but usually I just study in the morning for like 45 minutes and that's it. And I was using Quizlet to try and help me memorize the ions and help me memorize like the atomic numbers and the symbols and all of that. But I guess Quizlet has just been like consumed by capitalism or something. I don't know. But basically now they're charging for everything. And that is like so upsetting to me because Quizlet, I used it for everything. It was like a lifesaver. And now you can't even use the test feature or the learn feature a certain number of times before it asks you to like to upgrade and actually have to pay for Quizlet Plus. And that's actually ridiculous. Like, why are you trying to make me pay just to learn something? And I'm not really sure if there's that many other flashcard apps that have those same capabilities as Quizlet. So, yeah, there's that problem. And something else I've noticed is that I have a lot of apprehension, dread, I don't know what you'd call it, but I have a lot of apprehension for this upcoming school year, even though summer break basically just got started like 5 weeks ago. Yeah, even though summer break just got started a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago, I'm still like kind of scared for the beginning of school to start for 11th grade year. And that's weird, but like I'm already thinking about the fact that we just got done with June this fast, and next up it's July, and then August, and school starts up in like the end of August, mid August. I'm not really sure, maybe like August 20th or 17th, something around that time. That's when school starts for me. And I'm already getting nervous. It's so overwhelming for me because it feels like I just got started with my break and then I'm gonna be going back to school, taking these 5 AP classes, taking these college essays, preparing for college, having to memorize this and read all of these novels, analyze this and do this, answer all these questions and all of that. And I'm like excited for school, but also stressed out. And I know I just need to chill out and like enjoy summer and do what I can to prepare for school. But still, and like I keep getting flashbacks to last year at school and all the bad things that happened at school. Like I remember one time, I know I told you that I sit at lunch alone, and I remember one time these boys they just threw food at me. And I was like, I don't even know why. And whenever I told them to stop, they just looked at me, told them to stop, they just laughed. And I was like, bro, okay, why are you bothering me when I didn't even do anything? So yeah, and I feel like some people at school they're just kind of rude or a bit shady to me. And it's just like I don't want that. I don't want next year to be a repeat of that. And I also remember last year on the first day of school, so I wore a new shirt and apparently the entire day my shirt still had the size sticker on it, like the sticker that shows the size from whenever you buy a shirt new or like the tag or whatever. It still had the tag on the front of the shirt and not a single person told me. And I don't know if like people just didn't notice or maybe they did and they just didn't want to tell me. But like now more I was mortified whenever I found that out. And also the fact that I actually remember on the first day of school, at the end of the day, there was someone, they said bye to me and they were staring at my shirt. And I just thought they were like staring at the pattern or something, but maybe they were looking at the tag that was on the shirt. And I'm like, So I don't know. Like, it's just like, But I said I was nervous, stressed out, but excited. And the thing that I'm excited about is the fact that I am Psi Alpha Executive Vice President. So if you don't know, I don't know if I told you about this on the podcast, but so Psi Alpha, I basically ran for Psi Alpha Vice President. And Psi Alpha is Psychology Honor Society, Psychology Honor Club, whatever you want to call it. And you just do like psychology related stuff. And yeah, I got executive vice president. And the reason I say executive vice president is because there's multiple vice presidents and there's also two presidents. And it's kind of confusing because there's multiple people for some of the positions. But that's something that I'm actually very excited for. and looking forward to for next year, because I'm like excited to see what we're going to do with the club. This is my first time actually being in a leadership position at school. And oh my goodness, I just remembered. I don't know when I said it or when I wrote it, or like if I put it here or if I wrote it down or whatever it was, or if I just had it in my brain. But something I had thought, I think in freshman year maybe, or at the end of freshman year, was that I needed to be in a leadership position at a club at school. And now I am in one. I'm actually so proud. That's such a good thing. I don't know. But also at the same time, whenever good things are happening to me, I feel like something bad is about to happen. I get like kind of nervous. But, let's just chill. Nothing bad is going to happen. I hope. But yeah, that's something I'm excited for next school year, or this incoming school year. But something that I'd say has been pretty solid this summer is my morning routine. And that's pretty much the only thing that's consistent with me, because usually after around like 12 o'clock, I just lay down and watch Netflix all day for the rest of the day. And that's pretty much how my summer has been. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about my morning routine. I usually wake up around 7 to 7:30 a.m. And I just do this because the morning is when I feel most productive. I never ever really liked waking up late. I remember whenever I was younger and I used to sleep in until like 11 or 10 on the weekends by accident, I would get so annoyed at my parents for not waking me up earlier. And I just go to bed whenever. I know some people, well, a lot of people say we need 8 hours of sleep, and that is probably technically true, but I just go to bed whenever I'm tired. Or whenever I finished this episode of my movie or something like that. Like it can be 1 o'clock or it can be 10:30. Whenever I feel like it. Usually around 11, I think, is when I go to bed. And after I wake up at 7 to 7:30 a.m., I work out for around 30 minutes. And it's just this one YouTube workout lady. Lately, I've been doing this what's her channel name? Oh, Growing Anna's. I've been doing her 30-minute HIIT workouts, high intensity training. I think that's what it stands for, workouts. And I really like those. And after that, I just get dressed and wash my face and brush my teeth, get myself a little put together, do my hair, all of that. Nothing really fancy. I just get ready for the day. And I drink some tea, because I drink tea probably like a minimum of 3 times per day. Yeah, maybe that's too much tea. Just kidding. There is never such thing as too much tea. And yeah, if you're not drinking tea, like what are you doing? I try to drink like non-caffeinated tea in the morning, but that doesn't really always work out. And lately I have been loving peach green tea. Last time it was only peach tea, but I got some peach green tea and it tasted really good. And then I get my tea and then I just go do my work. Like I said before, I have SAT prep for the Prep Scholar classes that I'm doing. It's usually just a section from a practice SAT, and then I also do some chemistry practice or maybe work on my podcast, whatever it is, whatever work I have for the day, or sometimes whatever it is that's on my to-do list, maybe something like cleaning my room up or cleaning my closet, whatever it may be. I do that. I usually just write my to-do list at the end of each day, because like it's just something, it's nice to have something to follow for the next day, and it just gives me a little bit of structure and a plan for what I'm going to do, because I feel like without it everything just falls apart and I just like end up laying down and I'm just like, okay, there's no point to doing anything. And I used to eat as soon as I wake up, but lately I've been eating breakfast around midday to lunchtime, and I'll maybe just have like a snack in the morning. So yeah, that is pretty much my morning routine. After lunch, everything just falls apart and I do nothing except watch Netflix and scroll on social media. Also, there's this show that I watched on Netflix. I think I watched the entire season last week or this week. Yeah, this week. I watched the entire season of Queen's Gambit. I don't know if there's another season coming out, but it's about an orphan girl that learns to play chess and she becomes really good at it, like expert level, and goes on to a bunch of competitions and all of that internationally. Internationally, and I did not know that a show about chess could actually be so utterly enthralling. Like, this is so interesting, you know? And the aesthetic of the show, first of all, is like this dark academia aesthetic and look, and I really like it. And the actor that plays the main character, Beth Harmon, she has these really piercing eyes, kind of. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like her glare or her stare is intense. And I really like how the cameraman or whoever records a show or movie, I don't know what that's called, the cameraman. I really like the angles that they do on her face whenever she's like playing chess. It sounds so boring, but it really is interesting, trust me. And I also like how Beth, the main character, she knows her worth. She goes up against these people and she is confident in her ability to win and completely destroy these grown men in their game of chess. And it's not just like in a cocky way, but I just like the fact that she's not like timid. She's like bold and she knows that she can do this and work hard and she's smart. So I love that. Anyway, Stranger Things Volume 2 came out today. So I'm probably going to watch that after this episode, after I'm done recording this. But so many things have been happening in this world with women's rights right now. Well, I guess really it's only in the US, but like women's rights are always under attack everywhere if you think about it, even if it's just not on national or international news. And it's really so disgusting, but sadly, it's not surprising. Like, people, they just like hate women. We live in a misogynistic culture. The thing that really irks me is the fact that these sick, twisted politicians care only about regulating other people's uteruses, but they don't give a single damn about what happens to the baby after it leaves the vagina. Like, hello, let's talk to people about stopping these school shootings, like maybe not killing our children, getting proper sex education for kids and teens, and making birth control more available and having education on that. Improving the adoption or foster care system instead of just like forcing people to give birth and banning abortions. Like, what's the deal with that? I also want to do an episode on about like femicide awareness or about femicides, because I feel like not many people talk about that, but it really is a big issue. You know, right here in America, in Mexico, they have one of the highest femicide rates. And yeah, but that episode, I know it would probably take quite a bit of research, so it may be a while. And yeah, but I do have an Instagram post that I plan to post about that. So follow my Instagram if you want to check that out at mindelixir.podcast. Also, oh yeah, the book I'm currently reading is Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron. Yeah, Poison Heart. It's by the same person that wrote Cinderella is Dead. And it's a story about this girl that has these powers that allow her to grow and cultivate plants just by touching them or even just being around them. They kind of gravitate towards her and she can bring plants back from the dead. And she inherits a mansion from her aunt that has a secret garden. So yeah, I'm about like maybe a third of the way, halfway through that book. Although I probably should have finished it way faster, but I've just been doing a lot of other things. And by other things, I just mean like I've been watching Netflix, like I said before. This show I binge watched. And yeah, that's all for this June life update episode. I hope you liked it. It was a bit more casual and all over the place. I'm not sure if if I'll be doing this more. Maybe I will. I don't know. I kind of liked it. But yeah, make sure to follow me on Instagram where I post a bunch of other stuff. I post quotes, daily habits, and stuff like that. And check out my YouTube and Pinterest. Also, something I was thinking is that maybe I should start posting vlogs or other videos on YouTube. Maybe? What do you think? I don't know. Like, what kind of videos would I post though? Because I basically stay in my house all day and my room isn't exactly the most aesthetic to look at unless you're looking for like it's not exactly the cutest. It's a bit mismatched. But I was thinking like maybe a painting video, although I'm not good at painting, and I could just do like a voiceover talking about something I'm interested in, rambling about something, or one of those really nice faceless vlogs that look super cinematic. I've really been loving those. Or I could do like a recording of nature and talk about something. I don't know. Except if I said cinematic, but would it really be cinematic? Because literally, the only recording thing I have to record is my phone, Samsung Galaxy. And as of right now, I'm literally using books and my mini elephant statue salt shaker as a phone stand. I don't exactly have any phone holding equipment, but we'll just have to make do. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Let me know how your summer is going. Also, if no one told you, I am proud of you for everything you're doing, and you deserve amazing, wonderful things in your life. And yeah, bye. Have a lovely rest of the day.